everyone. Welcome back to Find Me in a Book podcast.
Hi. I'm
Glad
here too. I'm still here.
Still here.
I'm trying to get comfortable.
Oh, that's good. I don't want to keep saying that every week. I'm glad you're here and that you came back. So we'll just assume that I'm glad.
Does it look like I'm lounging?
You're so comfy. Ugh. Today I'm really excited about what we are going to...
I fell.
Can I help you?
No one can help. There's so much wrong. Okay, now I'm cozy.
You ready?
I'm cozy.
All right,
Here we go.
Let's start. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about hockey, like hockey romances.
Oh boy, I love me a good hockey game.
You've never even been to one.
I watched the Mighty Ducks when I was a kid, so.
I've not seen that movie.
Well, you're missing out.
I know. I'm a pretty big hockey fan. One of the things that spurred me to do this episode for this week is I went back to Idaho for the weekend, and my dad got us tickets for the local hockey team, which they are called the Spud Kings. You know, Idaho, potatoes.
Spud Kings.
The Spud Kings.
If you didn't know this about Idaho, your French fries come from Idaho.
Pretty much all your French fries come from Idaho.
Yeah, if you have potato products, they probably come from Idaho.
Most of the potatoes from like Five Guys, I love when they put like, oh, our potatoes are from here today, and most of the time they're from Idaho, and I'm always like
some
the most random
city in Idaho.
Well, I'm usually at like a random place, like across the U.S., and then I'm like, Idaho. Yep. I can never leave it. Anyways, so that kind of spurred everything. So then I was like, oh, I want to read the series called The Deal by Elle Kennedy. I love that series. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to read that this week. So I've read all 4 books.
Before we do,
you're going to be doing some trivia for us.
Oh,
with
yes.
With me answering this time.
Oh, that's much better. You're way smarter at this than I am. All right, here we are with some romance novel trivia.
I'm ready.
From yours truly. Question 1, what is a common trope found in hockey romance novels? A, secret billionaire. B, fake dating. C, time travel. D, alien invasion.
Oh my gosh, these are not that hard.
Probably not. In hockey, are there a lot of hockey romance novels?
Yeah, there are, but there's like none that are.
So it's a subgenre of romance. There's romance, and then there's hockey romance.
Yeah, it's a different type.
Get them puck bunnies.
Yes, for sure not aliens, because I don't think I've ever heard of a hockey alien book.
I'd watch it.
I mean, I would read it too. It's definitely the fake dating one, because that's the only one.
B, fake dating is correct.
Okay, good. That's the most realistic.
All right, question number 2. In many hockey romance books, what position does the male lead typically play? See, this is in hockey, I know of one position for sure. Goalie.
Okay.
That's the only one I know. The actual name for it. I don't know what anything else. A is goalie, B is left wing, C is center, D is coach.
Well, definitely not coach. That's so hard because it depends on the book. Like, it could be all of them. I would maybe say the left wing.
Left wing?
Yeah.
Left wing is incorrect.
Oh, is
Everyone
it center?
knows it's center.
Oh.
The girl wants the center man in her life. I mean, that's what the answer says here.
I mean, I know hockey. I don't know positions, and I don't know. I'm guessing they're one of the most important, like the quarterback on the football team.
Yeah.
Like maybe they could
classic.
Be the one leading.
Though it should be noted that goalie and left wing also appear. Center is most common.
Oh. That is very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are going to be talking about, before we get into the book, the top 5 popular hockey romance books of today.
Yeah.
And the first one, I mean, none of these surprise me. I don't know a couple of them, But the number one most popular hockey book as of today is Icebreaker by Hannah Grace, which I did do an episode on that, episode 66. That was a long time ago. That was almost 100 episodes
Almost 100 episodes ago.
That I just like having to scroll through, like keep scrolling and scrolling, and I was like, I know I did an episode on this. There's just so many now that I'm like, oh my gosh, did I do an episode on this? So that was number one. Number two is The Deal by Elle Kennedy. This is a series that I was talking about a little bit earlier that has the 4 books. They're all surrounded like hockey players. And then it's the off-campus series. That's what The Deal is part of. And then there's the series called Briar U, which they're not really the generation below, but like they were the younger players on this hockey team during that first series. And so now they have their own series. So there's 4 books in that. And then she has this new series that it's called The Graham Effect, that the first book, The Deal, Hannah and Garrett, it's their daughter. So they have the whole like next generation. And I love it. I love.
Remember those people hooked up? Now they have kids, and their kids are having romance issues.
Yes, I really, really like it. I like that those series are intertwined, and you see like cameos from these other characters, and it's fun.
Books making cameos.
I know, I love it. Then we have Pucked by Helena Hunting. I'd never heard of that before, but apparently it's very popular. And then we have Consider Me by Becka Mack. And we have Pucking Around by Emily Rath. Which Pucking Around, hopefully by the end of this episode, we will have a voice note from my best friend Kat. She and I decided that we were going to listen to the first one because we had just heard so much about it. Didn't really know anything going into it. And once we got started, I was like, oh no.
When the first one came out, not when it first came out, but when you first told me about it, I had no idea what I was getting into. It's obviously a hockey romance. I got that part of it down. But I didn't read the synopsis, so I had no clue where we were going with this. I didn't know. So, I read the version of it where it was like the novella is first Rachel and Jake and their meetup in Seattle. Super spicy, loved, like the characters were really cool. It started out good. And then, of course, shortly into the book, you find out that she, comes across him again. Oh, my gosh. You? Then Caleb is obviously introduced somewhere in there, and you're just kind of like, okay, interesting. This is old boy's best friend. Where are we going with this? I thought it was going to be like a pick me. No, pick me. I love you more. Then there's Mars. I honestly thought this was going to be like a duel to the death. I did not expect that they would just all end up figuring out how to fit together. And Lord Jesus, did they figure out ways to fit together? And then it's not only went with the 2 guys, then it became the 3rd guy, and then it was like all 4 of them together, and you're just like, oh, she has a lot of usage of her holes.
Wow. Used all of the orifices.
Here comes a left wing driving to the hole, and his goalie teammate. Oh, they started double penetrating.
Oh my gosh.
And they took it right to the hole. You know the hole we're talking about.
I hope there's not an announcer for when they do this.
I think that's what the book needs. It needs a commentator describing what's happening during what's.
So there's so much spice. It's like there's no plot. There's like no plot to these books. And I'm not even joking that I'm like, oh, you guys are you're not tired from the 5 other times that you've done it today? Okay, cool. You brush up against each other? Oh, already on fire. Like, already. Okay, Okay. So I only finished the first book. That's all I could do.
And how many of these books are there?
I think there's
it's a
4.
series.
3 or 4.
Wow.
Caitlin took one for the team, literally. And
Took one from the team?
Both.
Like she went to the team and took it?
Yes. She listened to all of them, and they got even more and more unhinged as it progressed. And I was like, I'm glad I didn't continue. Some other authors to consider for hockey romances. There is Stephanie Archer. There is Avery Keelan. There is Lyssa Lemire. There's a lot of different authors out there that do like one-off hockey books as well, like if it's within a series. And they're out there. They're really popular. If you don't know anything about hockey, that's okay, because it's simple enough that you can kind of catch on to like the terms and just become a hockey player from there. So today's book that we're going to be talking about is not on this list yet of like the top 5 most popular, but I think it might get there. So it is part of Tessa Bailey's new series in Big Shots. So it was released just like a week ago. It's so cute when you get the printed one. It has like hockey pucks, like, and hockey sticks, and it's just so cute. And I've been looking forward to this book because we learn about Sig and Chloe in it's the second book. This book, I will say, was so frustrating. I even told JR, I was like, I am so angry at this book because it's not like Tessa Bailey's usual books. Like usually, like there's a lot of spice throughout and you don't have to wait very long. But this one, she made me wait for the spice, and I was not happy about it.
Tav's not into teasing. She likes just to go right into it.
Yeah. I like a little, you know, that I like sexual tension and everything like that.
Foreplay is not Tav's forte.
I'm like, let's just go. Like, what are we doing? But let me tell you about this dream girl drama, because it is very interesting. We have Chloe and Sig. Sig is the hockey player. So he has to go back to this town where his dad is. Him and his dad are kind of estranged. And his dad invited him to this dinner because he's going to be getting married. So he's like, oh, okay, I'll stop by. So his truck breaks down at this country club. And so he goes in to ask if he can use their phone, because, of course, his phone died as well. They're like, ooh, we can't really help you. But then all of a sudden this really, really pretty girl, like, comes out and is like, oh, this is my friend so-and-so, and like just creates this story just to like let him in. And so that's Chloe. And so they hit it off, like really like instant sparks, instant love, like they are obsessed with each other. And so they are teasing, they are like making fun of each other and just having a good time. And then Chloe's like, oh, I have to go, like I have to go meet my mother. He's like, oh, okay, like let me get your phone number. And so they both leave, and Sig gets to this new mansion where his dad's new fiance is. He walks in, and he hears a harp, and he knows that Chloe plays the harp. So he walks in, there's Chloe.
There she is.
Their parents are going to get married.
Oh,
so
boy.
Her mom and his dad are going to get married. And so they're like, well, we can't be together because they're getting married, and that would be so weird, like, to be with my stepsister, and that would put like a bad light on like you guys, it would put a bad light on like me and the team, like we can't be together. But of course they're like, oh my gosh, we have so much like tension with each other, like instantly. And Chloe's been sheltered her whole life. Like her mom, like they have so much money, her mom just controls everything. And she decides during that dinner, like, no, I'm gonna move to Boston, like, which is where Sig is. And he's like, okay, I'll take care of you. And so they move to Boston. Her mom's really upset. But, of course, he doesn't have a great relationship with his dad. And his dad is like, I don't care about you. Like, I'm going to marry this woman. You guys, like, need to figure it out. And so this whole book, like, they can't do anything. It's just so much tension because it's like, it's not right. Like, you're going to be my stepsister. And so it's just, like, prolonged. And you're like, how is this going to fix itself? Like, what's going to happen? And then there is a twist at the end that you're like,
twist.
Like they could be together. But of course it's the very end that I'm like, this is making me angry because they can't be together yet. Like, it was very, very good.
Tav, sometimes the build-up is the best part.
I know, but the whole book, I can't do that. I'm not good at waiting.
The book doesn't even look that long. How many pages is that?
305.
Yeah.
But still, I was like, it's usually she does it a little bit before halfway that there starts to be spice. But this one, it's like the last fourth that I'm like, now there's spice? Like,
Is the spice good, though?
No. I mean, it is. Okay. It is, but it's not as detailed as Tessa Bailey usually is. That I'm like, and there's only 2 scenes. And I'm like, I need more. I need more detail. I need more situation. Like, I need more. So kind of a letdown with that. But overall, the story was so great. I love the characters. Love that it was hockey. I love just all the twists and turns that it did have. Okay, that was our book for this week. So before we wrap this episode up, I have a challenge for you that will test your storytelling and all of that. Okay.
I'm going to crush this.
So I'm going to give you 3 random elements. So there's going to be like a setting and a trope and 3 different things. And I want you to create a quick 30-second story.
Okay.
Like a quick 30-second.
So you want me to pitch you a story?
Yeah, a book pitch.
Okay,
like,
a book pitch. Romance book?
Yes.
We're going with romance?
Yes.
As for girls?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, for girls.
I'm gonna.
Do you want me to time you, or do you think that you can do it in 30 seconds?
No, here, let's get the timer out.
Yeah, you have your.
Okay.
Okay. Once I tell you these 3 elements, then we can start.
All
okay?
right.
So you're going to come up with a book pitch that has injured player plus caretaker.
Injured player.
Plus
hockey.
caretaker.
We're gonna focus on hockey, or
You could do any sport really, because she's going to be the coach's daughter.
coach's daughter.
And this is going to be at a summer training camp.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, summer training camp, coach's daughter. She's the caretaker, so like physical therapist or
I got
whatever,
you.
and he's an injured player.
Okay, injured player. All right, we're gonna start. James Jameson is a hockey player who tore his Achilles and is on the road to recovery. He's no longer with the team, but he still goes to training camp hoping that he can get back on. The coach's daughter has just started out, and she wanted to be with her dad and spend more time with him, but she falls in love taking care of the injured hockey player, James Jameson, who's the goalie and arguably the most important position.
And stop. Whoa.
They fall in love. I feel like most of that story was like already written out when you said it.
Yeah, but that's okay. Like, what would be the problem of the story?
What's the Oh, he's injured. I don't know.
So he's trying to get back into the game.
Man,
Like
30 seconds isn't enough time
I
to
know.
explain everything.
Well, we could talk about it now. So he's trying to get back into the game, or is he trying to hide the relationship? Are they not allowed to be together? Is the coach like really stickler?
Oh, the relationship is the coach is very protective of his daughter, and he's always looked at his coach as like a father figure.
Oh.
So when
Did he know that the coach had a daughter or not? Or is she kind of like a surprise? Maybe she lived with her mom for a long time and didn't really have a relationship with him.
Yeah.
And so now her dad is like, "Hey, you graduated, like come and help at the summer camp."
That makes it complicated. All right, so let's say
But
the
that's
hockey player. All right, it was his first team. The hockey player was drafted like at 18 years old onto that
Okay.
one team. All right, and that coach had a whole family that would come and watch the whole time. He's been coaching that team forever. All right,
Okay.
and so now he's like in his mid-20s and he suffered an injury. And he always knew that coach had a family and daughters, but they never really came. But his daughter wanted to be like a sports medicine therapist.
Oh.
So when this hot sports therapist comes into the room and they start talking, he hits on her, has no idea that she's the coach's daughter, because the last time he remembers like really seeing her is like a teenage girl. And now she's a grown-up.
She's a grown-up. I love it. I think that would be a great book.
It feels taboo.
That's the funnest part. That makes
gotcha.
these books so fun, where you're like, "Oh,
Ooh, spicy.
yeah." What would be the level of spice? Like, would this be more of like a plot-centered book, like, and then there's like spice coming into it, or is this like pure spice?
This is like, I don't know. In my mind, this is a romantic comedy. So it would get spicy, but it wouldn't be it'd be like cutesy between the main characters, but all the other hockey players with their girlfriends, they would be extra spicy because they would facilitate all the crazy miscommunication that's going to happen.
Oh, it's going to be a miscommunication trope?
I mean, yeah, that's comedy.
Okay.
Yeah. Because he's got to hide it from the coach for a while, unless he's just going to come out and say,
and like funny
"Hey,
things
coach, your
happen.
daughter's hot. I'm gonna date her.
I'm gonna bone her."
All right. Well, I'm trading you to the rival team now.
Yeah. No, I like it. Let's write it. That wraps up our episode for the week. Our hockey romance. I think hockey is my favorite sport. As we're watching the Super Bowl in the background, I just love hockey. It's just so much more fun to me, and
I love
constantly
basketball.
going. You do? I thought football was your favorite. No, I knew basketball was your favorite.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Don't you ever say football was my favorite.
Thank you guys for joining in with us. I will put all the books that we mentioned in the notes below, so that you can also see other authors that write hockey romances as well. Grateful for you guys. Thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you next week. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.